can I never get a dry day to do this? Oh man.
Would you be interested in a salesperson if you're willing to get them for free?
Of course I would, but I've never met a man yet that wants to work for nothing.
Hello, by the way. Tommy here, and welcome to my channel, Just Tommy, where it's just me trying different ideas, hustles, flips, whatever, additional methods to try and supplement my income. If you're like me, then you may wish to do the whole YouTube thing. Like, share and subscribe, and probably more importantly, hit that notification bell so you're notified of any future content I release. This is part 2 of a 2-video series where I've had an idea with regards to cars. You may wish to consider viewing part 1 if you haven't done so already. With that out of the way, let's get back to today's video. Whatever. Let's get back to today's video. Talk about Northern Ireland weather. As they say, show must go on. So, with all the suspense out of the way, what did I go for? Well, in the end, I chose this. This, in a lovely Royal Navy blue, is a 2007 Honda CR-V Jeep. It's a high spec, high edition with all the sort of bells and whistles from your heated leather interior seats, twin panoramic sunroof, etc, etc. Extras aside, this vehicle has almost a full year's MOT and is also very suitable for small families, which I thought made it a bit of a no-brainer and should be a relatively easy sell. Well, in theory at least. So, while I'm giving this bad boy a clean, I'm going to try something that I'm not very good at and try a bit of multitasking. So here's 5 tips or pieces of advice that you may want to think of if you're considering selling your car on Facebook Marketplace. Tip number 1. This might seem a bit obvious, but before you list it, give it a clean. Look, I know it's not exciting to you because it's not a new car to you, and chances are you're probably not selling a new car. It's probably used, probably one you have used and you're selling on. But it's potentially a new car to the new buyer. So advertise it like it's new, present it like it's new to at least get inquiries. Otherwise, they're going to scroll on by the next one. Which brings me nicely to tip number 2. Facebook now offers the opportunity to not only put pictures on the platform, but videos. Make the most of it. You might want to do a video of a walk around of the car. You may even want a video of it driving or running to show that there's no issues with the car. Doing this will prove that the car is genuine and not being sold on because there's problems, and increase the likelihood of getting inquiries. Tip number 3. Now this car just happens to have quite a lot of different additional features. Leather interior, heated seats, rear parking sensors, so on and so forth. But the most important extra that any listing will have, in my opinion, is MOT. Because the last thing I want if I'm going to buy a car is to rock up and buy it only to find I have to go through X, Y and Z before I can actually get the car on the road. Your next buyer wants the same. They just want to be able to buy the car and drive it. Nothing in between. There's nothing worse, and I'll pop it up here because I'll probably find it quickly on Facebook Marketplace, that this is a great car, won't take much to go through MOT, maybe just needs a wheel bearing to go through MOT. Well, if that's the case, Jimmy, I advise you stick that wheel bearing in first before you even consider listing your car for sale. Think about it. Do you want to run the risk of putting that car through MOT for it to fail and pay extra money? Or do you want the safe option with a year's MOT, hassle free? I know which I'd pick. Tip number 4. This sort of follows on from the MOT thing. So say for example, you put it through MOT, or you've had to get it serviced, and you've had to get new parts, maybe new tyres, maybe you had to spend £200, £300, £400, whatever, had to spend money to get it through MOT. That money's gone, right? When you're pricing your car to sell, do not factor that money in to the sale because it's irrelevant. That's what you've had to pay to maintain the vehicle. Tough luck. It doesn't matter what platform you're selling on. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, if you're selling on a car website or whatever. You can only price it in comparison to whatever similar models, make, models, age, year, mileage that are on that website. If you try and price it for what you feel it's worth and try and recover some of your costs, chances are it's going to be above market value and it's going to sit there for a long time. Tip number 5. And this again is to do with price, but it's a wee bit different. It's to do with buyer mindset. Okay, think about it. Think about the last time that you trawled through Facebook Marketplace looking for a potential buy. Firstly, if you're going to sell a vehicle, check out what similar vehicles are being listed for to make sure you're being competitive. But then think of how you actually price it. For 2 reasons. Firstly, expect negotiations. Say for instance, I want £2,000 realistically for this car. I'm going to sell it for slightly more, expecting to be haggled down. This is where the buyer's mentality comes in. If I have this car listed for £2,100, chances are when we get into negotiations, they're going to start haggling me down by the hundreds. However, if I have this car priced at £2,150 or £2,195, the chances are the negotiations are going to be smaller, giving you a better chance of coming out the winner when it comes to the price you're looking. Okay, so apologies to some of you guys. I'm not trying to teach you how to suck eggs here. I know most people know how to list items to sell on Facebook Marketplace, but for those of you who are watching who are unsure, or more importantly have never tried to sell a vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, I'm basically going to take you through the process now step by step just to give you an idea what to expect or what to do if you're in that position. And I'm just going to do it from my mobile phone screen because again most people do it from their mobile phone rather than then logging on to Facebook through a PC or desktop. Once you go onto your Facebook, you go on to Marketplace, which is the small shop symbol, the top middle of the screen. From there, you obviously got a lot of listings of things that have just been posted from different categories. You go then to Sell, Create Listing, and then Create New Listing subcategory, which is vehicles, obviously in this occasion. From there, then you'll get the option then of a blank canvas, and there within that, then you get to upload any images and videos from your phone. A vehicle listing is slightly different from most products where you get to put in the make, model, year, mileage, that sort of thing. Again, the more detail you can put on at this stage, the better for both the potential buyer, and it gives you a better chance of coming across as legit. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scams on Facebook Marketplace, not just with vehicles, but just scams in general. So the more legit and standout you can be, the better, the more chance of you getting inquiries, and obviously the better chances of getting a sale. So you can see here, I'm scrolling through, I have put as many pictures and different angles of the vehicle as I can, just to show that all panels are good. There's no hidden damage that they might come and find on the day of the viewing. Some picture of the interior. Again, some people, this is a boy racer thing in my opinion, where they have umpteen pictures of the outside of the car. They're really proud of how the car looks. They're proud of the springs that the car has been lowered on. They're proud of the alloys and how they've washed and finished the car and any tints they've put on. But for somebody who's a bit like me, older, or maybe most people, to be honest with you, they want to know what the car is like on the inside, because that's where you're going to spend most of your time. Other people are going to see it. You're going to see the inside. Is the interior like a dog's dinner, or is the interior going to be a nice car to sit in, and has it got all the nice wee functions and the armrest and the nice seats and this sort of thing? Not much point this thing looking good if it's not something you actually want to sit in. Slight tip to the boy racers out there. So then again, I'll just sort of speed through this here, but you're going through all the different options, putting in as much detail as you can, and then as we've mentioned before, the most important part of the listing in my opinion then, second to the walk around video, which I've got at the start, is then the description. Get as much detail about the vehicle itself, including the MOT. Do not forget that MOT, that's a big one. People want to buy and drive immediately. They do not want to buy it with then having to rebook or reschedule an MOT or get it serviced and then MOT'd and that sort of thing. That's just a headache for everyone involved. And lastly, probably the most important part with regards to this video is the price. So if I discuss with you guys, you'll see here I've listed this vehicle at $1950. I'm now happy to disclose, and unfortunately it's a bit of a strange one because I did record footage of the actual viewing, but that customer who ended up being a buyer wished to remain anonymous and wished to remain private. So for their reasons, I'm going to respect their privacy. But anyway, yeah, this is what you want to know. What did we get it for? What do we make from it? And what did I make from it? Is this a viable side hustle? So yeah, basically you'll see here I've listed the vehicle at $1950. Again, as I've said before, that's allowing me £50 negotiations. That's what I expected, and that's exactly what happened. I can tell you now, because Mark's happy for me to say, that the vehicle cost him in total, including the work that was done on it, £1,500. In the end, the customer bought, they did negotiate, and they've bought for $1,850. And although Mark was happy for me to make all the profit on this occasion and just take the cost of the vehicle back so he could reinvest it in his business, I politely refused that and just took £100 profit. So £100 profit back in my pocket. Some of you will be asking, why did I do that? But let's think of this long term, right? Who wants to get involved in this hustle with somebody like myself, right? What's in it for you long term if you keep giving cars at cost and all you get back is cost? It's a lot of headache for nothing, right? So I want to start off as I mean to go on, and for that reason I couldn't take all profit. It has to be a deal, it has to be fair, it has to be a win-win situation for everybody. And on this occasion it was a win-win for everybody. Mark got his money back with a small profit to reinvest in the business. I made a nice bit of side hustle money, and the customer, most importantly, has driven away with a brilliant vehicle at the right price. Happy days.
So, is it possible to change your car regularly for free, and every time you change it, make a few quid on the side? Well, yes, it is possible, and that's only one reason for making this video. See, the other reason for making this video is not just to give you an opportunity or an idea of making a side hustle or additional income, but it's to show you the importance of thinking outside the box. Not only if you're the guy watching this video, the guy or gal watching this video to try and make additional income, but if you're the business owner, the small business owner who's struggling, maybe it's time that you thought outside the box. I'll give you another example. Say for instance your local furniture shop is struggling. Well, they're not struggling, but they just want to get more sales. Now imagine they've got an offer on single beds, base headboard mattress for $199. What if Jimmy up the road alleges that he bought the brand new single bed mattress and headboard? He's got it home, but he no longer needs it. His wife's changed her mind, the child doesn't like it, they're no longer going to use that room as a bedroom. Whatever the case may be, he's got a brand new item still in its wrapper in its house, up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. He paid $199 because he got it from the shop up the road. He just wants rid of it, so he's opened offers, he's willing to bargain. Now me, as the savvy consumer, which one am I more likely to take the chance on? Am I going to go to the shop knowing that I'll probably have to pay the price that everybody else pays? Or am I going to go to Jimmy to try and get a few quid off and a bit of a deal? It's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? Stands to reason that I'm going to want a new item for less than what everybody else is going to pay. So there's some food for thought, and hopefully it gives you an idea of looking into your own business and thinking outside the box to try and maximize your sales. So if that's brought you any value, whether you be the consumer or the seller, do the whole YouTube thing, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. With all out of the way, thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and bye for now.